up is Advice Panel featuring BJ, Mike, and Anthony. And ladies and gentlemen, your host of Advice Panel, Ray.
Thank you for coming, one and all. I am, of course, your host, Ray Smith. Proud to be the first black host of his own live advice show. Just wanted to thank everybody for their funds, and hey, let's keep on going. But first, let me introduce my first guest. Please introduce yourself here.
I just want to say before I introduce myself that this could be the greatest gathering of people that the world has ever had.
I agree.
And I just want to tell you, my name is Steve. You can call me Mr. Jobs. You can call me Jobso. But I'm here for you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jobso. And here, please introduce yourself. Go. Yes, go. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, potential customer. Thank you for choosing King Arthur Flour. The best New Hampshire and Vermont has to offer for the last 3 or 4 months. I hope today we learned some new baking recipes for you today. I'd be happy to answer all of your questions. Let's get started.
Okay, thanks. And here, please, introduce yourself.
My name is Che La Revolution. I am a poet from the streets. I am the poor, huddled masses yearning to breathe weed.
Okay, I still need my funding, so hey, let's move on to you guys. This is where I open up to you. You guys get to answer, or ask, I should say, any questions, however personal, professional, or social. You got anything that you need advice or help with, just raise your hand. Anybody, any question whatsoever? Got everything going perfect in your lives? That's awesome. Oh, got a question back here. What's your name, please?
Lauren.
Lauren, what's your question?
How do you tell if a guy likes you?
How do you tell if a guy likes you? All right. And Jobso.
First, he would buy you an iPod. But he might not like you because your name is 2 syllables. I would suggest going with a 1-syllable name. It's simpler, it's streamlined. I would just call you L.
Okay. And, Shay.
You come up here asking me how the boy's gonna dig you? I think that you got to go back from Nicaragua. If that's where you're from, I don't know where you come from. Alright, I gotta work on this one.
Okay. Thank you, Senor Revolucion. And never got your name, but go ahead.
3, 2. Thank you, madam, for your question. King Arthur Flour and love have always gone hand in hand at King Arthur Incorporated. You can tell whether your potential mate or boyfriend loves you by the flour he uses. If he uses King Arthur Flour, he clearly loves you, because only someone who loves you would use the finest flour from New Hampshire and Vermont. And the finest hard wheat as opposed to soft wheat. Look at this muffin. It says love. Look at this biscuit made with our competitor's flour. It's obviously saying that you are a cheap prostitute.
Okay! Any other
It's delicious!
any other questions from anybody? However personal, professional, or social. Yes, what's your name, sir?
Andrew.
Andrew, what's your question?
What's the best way to burn down a building?
Okay, what's the best hypothetical way to burn down a building? Jobso.
Windows XP.
Mr. 3, 2.
Thank you, madam, for your insightful question. If the fire 600 degrees, you can make cupcakes for the firefighters who are going to come put out your fire. If you should happen to have the chance, depending if you are stopping, dropping, and rolling, which is King Arthur Incorporated fully supports by giving a bag of flour to that foundation, you should tell them that this house was burnt down, but please save the King Arthur flowers. But every cup is worth its weight in gold or whatever currency you may use, madam. You should use gas.
Okay. Senor Revolution.
You want to light up the night. You want to set this world on fire. You want to go to your congressman and say, your home is now rubble. You want to change the system. Let me hear you not fail. You will succeed with the Molotov cocktail.
I've got work study still. We got time for another question. Anybody have a question? Oh, you there. What's your name?
Melanie,
Melanie, what's your question?
who do you think will win the 2008 presidential election?
Melanie wants to know who you think will win the 2008 presidential election. Mr. Chopso.
I'm not in the business of predicting technology and the future. I'm in the business of making the future. And if you're asking me to run, I'm not going to decide today. But thank you. Thank you very much. I have considered it, but I would have to say, when Al calls me on the phone, I say, Al, please stop crying. You can do it. And, you know, he listens to me. He shaved a beard. He's doing well. I would vote for him, and I know that I could get all of you to vote for him. So, if I make him run, he will win. If I don't decide to run instead.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Thank you, sir, or potential customer. Wow, it is election night. I am hungry, aren't you? You should use King Arthur flour to make American flags you could eat and/or frost and hand out to election trick-or-treaters or perhaps election officials. Which is why on every bag of King Arthur flour starting March 27th, 2008, depending if we have the bags in time, will feature the King Arthur himself. Yes, he is the king of New Hampshire, Vermont. He is endorsing Ron Paul, who is pro-flower and pro-King Arthur flower. So if you're like me, and you like people, if you like people like me, you like Ron Paul. If you don't like Ron Paul, then you should have this biscuit made from our competitors, because you're a cheap prostitute.
Okay! And Mr.
I like to eat right out of the bag.
Mr. Revolution!
You want to vote for the president? You cast your ballot and hope that your candidate gets the highest percent? If you're a little loony, if you might be crazy, you might pull that lever for that former first lady. Now, if you don't want your future to be pretty, go and vote for the mayor from New York City. But if you want to vote to be proud, to get pride from your dads and mamas, you got to go and drop the Obama.
Yeah,